I got two children, my Danny and my Sarah, 20-year-old boy and 17-year-old girl. From the day they were born, my prayer was, Lord, please save them and call them to be your workers. When they finished the high school, they both took the flight and went out to the mission field, now serving God in India. My son is in a place where I was beaten up and stoned and persecuted numerous times. And I said, Lord, if he must be killed and martyred on the mission field, I will be the first one to jump up and down. Thank you for the privilege you gave us to give our life for you. American Christians, my brother, my sister, are you godly enough to keep the alarm clock, to wake you up, to weep over the lost world, to fast before the lost world and for God? I know those are strong words. Unless you are sensitive to the Lord, you can easily misunderstand. I am here to put you on a guilt trip or condemnation trip. We have a problem in America, in our church. We misunderstand obedience for legalism and bondage. I'm telling you, a day is soon coming. You will regret and repent. Too late it will be over the wasted life we spend for ourselves here. A world out there that do not know Jesus, and our priority number one must be, Lord, I love you. As a result of that, I give all to touch the lost world. The amazing thing is that the opportunity you have as a fellowship, and I have no illusion. I know you people, some of you drive from the end of the world to get to this church, and the reason you do that is because the Word of God is taught here. When you realize in America, we have one ordained minister for every 200 people. In northern Bihar, 22 million people without one missionary, one Christian. That many people that never heard the name Jesus. In Afghanistan, 17 million people, the entire nation, not one church in the entire nation of Afghanistan. Turkey, with some 44 million people, maybe less than 200 Christians in the entire country. India, where I come from, we have 1 billion people population. What's the population of America you have? 250 million, that's right. We just imagine how many times big the nation of India is. And half of India, about 500 million people, still waits to hear the message of salvation for the first time. And I've been 1 year, I traveled 200,000 air miles speaking to God's people in America. At the end of my trip, I decided I will never again travel and speak, because I saw that Christianity is so filled with shallowness and plastic and lukewarm. It was just feed me, help me, take care of me religion. And information has become spirituality for more people. Just think about the number of Christian books you have. Think about the number of tapes you purchase. I mean, by the time I finish speaking, they will have cooked out 200 audio tapes that you will be getting. You pay for it, I don't know what you do with it. But I mean, the amount of, just look at your church, just one little church here. I mean, it's not little, but it's big enough. But the bookstore, the tape, the program, the ladies' meeting, men's meeting, kids' meeting, all kind of, you are bombarded with information. You get enough spiritual information in 1 week that over in China and India, people don't get in 5 years. When I was in mainland China some time ago, the Chinese brother showed me photographs of baptism service taking place in the middle of the night in the icy waters, because if they're caught publicly, they'll go to prison and be killed. And something more shocking they told me was that, Brother KP, we have thousands of churches all over mainland China, and those congregations are lucky if they have 2 Bibles to the name of the entire congregation. I said, repeat that, please. They would say the same thing. I said, what do you guys do? Oh, they said, we get a Bible, and we are so glad. We tear the pages, 10 pages to one family, 20 pages next family, 20 pages next family. They take it home, they copy it, they bring back, then swap it. Keep on circulating. And they hear the shortwave radio, Bible read through transfer radio broadcast, they copy the Bible. You realize 1.3 billion people in the entire nation, there's not one Christian bookstore. In Dallas, where we are, there are over 12 full-time Christian radio stations every day bombarding the gospel of all kinds. And here you got 7 or 8 of them. One you got plugged in your church here. But I'm telling you, do you realize that if you came to the church for 6 months, you are qualified to be a theologian, a Bible school teacher, overseas average Christian here? You know so much. How blessed we are. But let's not fool ourselves because you got people coming here, large numbers, you got nice building. Let's not fool ourselves. That don't mean we are impacting the world. I tell you what, many years ago I went through a crisis in my life. The crisis was this: I wish I could believe there is no hell. You say, Brother KP, that sounds strange. Why is that? Because I was so getting desperate. If hell is real, I must do something more than what I was doing with my life. And I want to believe there is some other way to heaven than through Jesus. After all, hell is not real. But I tell you what, I went through the Bible, just like you read, and came to the conclusion, hell is real. There is a place, and hell is not for a vacation for 2 years, 10 years, like you put prisoners for murdering for 10 years, 20 years. No, sir. Hell is forever. And after 10 billion trillion years, those in hell will scream, saying, I want to die, I want to die. That's all. Not even for a drop of water. They just want to die. And the answer comes again and again and again. You shall never die, you will never die. That is the fate of multiplied billions on planet Earth. And you and I say, Jesus, I love you. And I tell you what, if we can believe what we say we believe with our lips, it will revolutionize our life. It will turn our lives upside down. When I say I went through this crisis of faith in my life, that is not a joke. And finally I said to myself, this is serious. And then with that, something else happened. I realized I ain't going to be here for a very long time. That's American talk. Now, so that you will not think this guy is telling stories, he didn't teach or preach, let's look at a Bible verse. Book of Psalms 103, verse 15. And as I read this thing, I want you to look at it closely and seriously. Psalm 103, verse 15. As for man, his days are like grass. He flourisheth like a flower of the field. And the wind blows over it, and it is gone. And its place remembers it no more. That means your life. He's not talking about some other, guys living in England or Germany or India or Dallas, Texas. I'm talking about you. Your life is like grass that you see out there. It comes up in the morning, your life, and flourishes like a flower. You look wonderful. You put all your nice makeup on you and go to the special place, get your haircut. Cost you $25, $30 or $30,000. And you make your nose big or small. I mean, you are 100 years old, but you look 20. The so-called American midlife crisis. I don't know what that is. Get a newer car, new fashions, all these things, a new house and everything. I mean, you are never satisfied with stuff to make you look nice and acceptable and all the stuff. And I mean, it's all look nice. But you know what? The wind and says it is gone. Well, okay, it is gone. But the sad thing is this, man, and its place remembers it no more. The house you lived in, the car you drive, all the clothes you purchase, all the diamond ring, all the fancy stuff, and I mean the antiques you collect, and the house, the business, the bank account, and none of that stuff will remember you. You are gone. And life goes on, and the trees still live on, the building still be there, but you are not here. But how we need to realize we are headed toward eternity, and that is not 1,000 miles away from now. It is next minute.